This 10,000 people not allowed to view the data, not allowed to delete the file from AWS. So this is how it will work, and this is how we have to follow the process. Okay, so the process will be quick. So every time we are creating a policy and creating a rule, then it will take a lot of time, right? So one time we are creating a policy and we are assigning this policy to 10,000 employees. Okay, so if you want to give view permissions also, so that case what we'll do is, in the policy we just give the view permissions also. Here we will give view permissions. Get object. So whenever you add the view permissions in the policy, automatically that changes it will reflect to this 10,000 employees. Clear? The same way for other department also. So this is how the role derivation and role policy it will work in the real time. Okay, so this is purely into admin task. So this is not related to development. But if you are aware, then it is really good. Clear? Yeah. So any other doubts? So the reason here I'm giving is so this is really important, guys. Some people they may expect this. If I follow the standard process, like so there is a department. Okay, so this is the department. So in this department having some 1 lakh people. So this 1 lakh people, so this AWS team, they has to define the permissions, which means roles. So they have this 10,000, this 1 lakh people, 1 lakh times has to create a policy. And 1 lakh time has to create a role. So today, this is the role it was defined. So you defined accordingly. So what will happen after 6 months, after 3 months, or after 1 year? So the company is decided we will give the permissions to view permissions also. We have to grant it. Imagine how many people is required to extend this 1 lakh people's roles. This 1 lakh times we have to change the policy, and 1 lakh times roles also has to change. So here imagine, so how many people required us to change this 1 lakh people's IDs, and 1 lakh times has to change the policy, and 1 lakh times the roles has to change it. So at least each person maximum they can change those policies hardly 50. If you are super fast, then 80 roles you can do it maximum per day. So if you calculate one person is doing an average 50 roles, then it will take 2000 days. So this 2000 days divided by, if you make it 50 people, then 40 days it will take time. So which means an average we need close to 40 to 50 people required. Sometimes it may also require more also. So I'm giving roughly 50 people required to change this role derivation policies, roles, and giving permissions. Okay, in case if the person is left from the organization in between, then those data also it has to get recollected and we have to change it, right? So this activity for adding or for changing the policy itself, it takes minimum between 1 to 2 months time, and the amount which is spending by the organization is too high, and they are consuming lot of time also. So why, instead of doing this, what I will do is, so this department is there, so and so department. So in this department, as I said, this 10,000 employees are there. For this 10,000 employees, so what we will do is, we will create one policy. It will not take more than 5 minutes. Okay, so no company will give you, so these are the 1 lakh people need permissions for AWS. So they will give stage by stage. Okay, so accordingly we will create roles. While creating the role, we select the policy. Okay, once the role is created, once this is configured, later part means after 6 months, the company is requesting us, please grant the permissions for changing also or viewing also. So that case, what we will do is, no need to touch about this 10,000 roles peoples. So what we can do is, we will just go to the policy. Here we will give changed or view permissions. If you give it, then automatically whoever having this role, whoever having this policy in their role, so every user will automatically get the viewing permissions also. So this activity will take maximum 5 minutes time. That's it. So automatically you are saving much time, you are saving, as well as you are saving lot of money also. So this is how the companies will fire. So you may also heard many news, right? So and so company is fired these many employees. So the reason behind why they will fire is, no company, if you are working, if you having some 10 plus experience or 15 plus or 20 plus. Okay, so these people, whoever is working on outdated modules, outdated domains, they are very good exposure on those. But if the company is using the same technology, so they are losing lot of money as well as a lot of time also. So that's why every company, they will move into updated technology. So if these persons are not upgraded, then the company will give chance to learn few of the latest technologies. So whoever is interested and whoever is trying to learning a new technology and putting their effort, the company will consider those people. And whoever is not interested to move into new technology, so they will intimate again. If still those people are not responded and there is no progress and still they are in a bench, then the company will give settlement. Some companies they will pay some amount, and some companies they won't even pay a single rupee. They will say they will terminate. Okay, so this is how it will happens in the market. So they simply they won't fire you. Okay, so if you are in up to the market, which means, so here, so why I'm telling this concept now is, if you follow this process, the organization how much it is spending on, and the cost and maintenance management team, and after that the more thing is they are spending a lot of time on this, money and time. So whoever giving this ideas, and this is a kind of you can imagine this is the latest technology which you are introducing here, so you will save automatically, the organization will save cost and time. Maintenance plus management will be 0. Correct? So here we need at least 50 people. Here hardly 5 people is sufficient. So remaining 45 people company has to fire. No option for the company. So this is how the people will lose their jobs. Clear? Any doubts here? This is really important, guys. So how the role derivation will, why we are defining a policy and why we are defining a role. So if there is no role concept here, then it is really difficult for granting a permissions for each and every individual user. Okay, if we don't have a policy also, it is really difficult for us to manage. So the policy is something like giving up what kind of permissions we should give. So in the role is which users we have to give permissions. Okay, it is simple, giving permissions or granting permissions. In the policy, what kind of permissions or privileges we have to give. Any questions? Okay, so I'm requesting you everyone, so please try to create a Snowflake free account today.